Oh man, thank you so much. No sponsors yet, but hey, Stetson, Tecovas, anybody wants to work with me, I'm all ready to go. But no sponsors yet. Thank you so much.
That's next, I'm sure. I was wondering, your teammate Delano Taylor last year, he made the finals off of the Challenger Series. Did you take
Yes,
any
sir.
inspiration from him? And
Oh,
if
for sure.
so, that's a lot of fights in one year. Did you take any lessons from his run? And if so, what were they?
Yeah, well, Delana's right here next to me, and he's one of my best friends, and it's cool to be in a part of it. He handled it so well, very professionally. And it's, I mean, Delano is just a great inspiration because he didn't even know he was fighting. He was doing the alternate all season, but he came to fight and he showed up, and it really just taught me like you don't have to feel like fighting. You don't have to know when you're fighting. When you keep training, um, you stay in the gym. That you're prepared, man. We have some of the best guys in the world. It doesn't really matter who you fight, what style. That it's all going to work out. And man, that even before that trip, the challenges he had before going into like being in the background of it, seeing him get ready for that fight, or and I don't know if maybe it's like his furthest fight internationally. I mean, I know he fought in the Dominican Republic before that, but then going all the way to Europe and figuring that out, cutting weight out there in a new country, like he handled it so well. So I definitely draw inspiration and take some lessons from it. And being here in the United States, it's really, really helped me.
Awesome. One more for me. I know you train at Kill Cliff FC.
Yes,
I've
sir.
seen pictures of Gilbert Burns and you and Delano together. I was wondering
Mm-hmm.
who else you train with and who are your main training partners because you've been jumping from 170 to 205 to 185. I'm wondering like which people do you train with the most?
Oh shoot. Well, Delana I train with the most, and then Gregory Rodriguez, Aaron Jeffrey comes down from Canada here and there. Any guys who come in, it never really mattered what weight class I was still going with the big boys when I could. Victor, Linton Vassell, Jason Jackson. Man, those are my main training partners that rotate through. Phil Hawes when he was there at the gym, he's been traveling a little bit. Brendan Allen here and there when he's in town. So some excellent, excellent training partners, and I'm grateful.
Awesome. Best of luck and excited to see you fight.
Thank you. God bless.
Gavin.
Hey, but I was wondering, was it difficult to move on from the Buckley loss, especially with how viral the knockout became? And did you do any mental aspect, anything to deal with the mental aspect of being on the receiving end? Because a lot of people just forget about the person on the receiving end of it.
No, that wasn't hard to get over. So the Buckley fight, and this is like as a moment in time, and I think that was one of the biggest blessings in my life. I was funny enough. I didn't know you get suspended after you get knocked out. So I was at the gym that Monday after the fight, and I was asking the UFC for another fight. They're like, "Yeah, you got to wait a while." So that was a thing. But no, like, man, I just trust God. He had a greater plan for me, right? If that fight never happened, and then won the next one and lost the next one, maybe I wouldn't be in this position today. And I always had faith that it would. It made me a better fighter. It made me more prepared. It made me that much sharper. So it was nothing like that I mentally had to go to see like a mental coach or a therapist. Like I think Henry Hoof says, he's like, man, the best way to get over some mental things and things you go through is going through them. And I just keep my faith. Sometimes people try to get the answer from somebody who's never been through something, right? You try to ask like a person who's never fought, a person who's never, who's never had that something they can relate to in that way. Maybe they can give you some pointers, but really, I focus on my faith. I talk to people I love. I challenge myself to get to a better gym and a place with training partners who challenge me and make me better. And it was one of the best moments of my life and best moments of my career. I tell people this, it's coming up. So play that highlight as much as you want. But then when I get that title, now in the PFL, play that highlight too.
All right, that's a great answer. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jake.
Hey, Impa, great to talk to you, man. Just let me start with the hat. Like we said, best dressed, but going off of that, you got any crazy adventures planned for after this win? I got to plug the Instagram.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. So, really love this hat. I do want to come back to San Antonio and get a few more hats from Paris Hatters, but I'm trying to convince Coach Dieter to let me go to Sturgis this weekend. But we'll see how that goes and get on a motorcycle. Plan to go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, help some of my teammates on the Bellator card. Going to, I want to do a motorcycle trip probably from Florida to North Carolina soon enough. After the season, this fight and then the next one, take some time. But I've been wanting to do the most northern tip of California to the most southern tip, all down into Mexico. So we'll see. Beginning to plan those trips soon.
Awesome, man. Sounds like a good time. And going back to fighting here, Since
sir.
your last loss all the way back in Eagle FC, you're now looking to make it 5 in a row. What
Yes, sir.
changed? Did anything like switch that was like, okay, it's go time, or did the skills just come together?
No, things did change since that last fight in Eagle, right? And I believe I won that fight. A lot of many do. Interesting split decision. But to answer the question, it was trust and trusting my coaches and my training partners and teammates that they know what they're doing and that they're leading me. That was my first time working with Coach Dieter. Third fight with Coach Lentz, and Coach Jones was there. And man, I didn't let loose like I could have, right? I let the fight get a lot closer than I needed to. And it was a great example because I fought Raymond. He was an excellent fighter, made it a solid fight, right? Up and down the ground. But I didn't bring all my tools with me. I bring all my weapons. And, the next fight was the Jared Gooden fight. And I looked at my hands before the fight and said, man, you invested in these. I mean, we've been investing, and looking to capitalize that here August 4th, this next fight, and then all my fights coming forward. But it was just having that trust between my coaches. Like, they see things I don't, right? And it's not about like, I feel like fighting this way, or I feel like fighting today or whatever. It's just to trust the training and the work we've been putting in is going to pay off. And that's always just trusting God that he put them in my life and trusting the work that's been put in.
And then last one for me, Anik briefly touched on Killcliff. And then I saw today for the World MMA Awards, Killcliff is nominated for Best Gym of the Year. So give me your pitch, man. Why is Killcliff the best gym of the year?
And Killcliff's the best gym of the year because we challenge each other. No easy days. We have coaches that care about us. It's not like we have different pockets of training partners and teams throughout the gym. We train as a team. We work as a team. Of course, things get specific when you're closer to a fight. At the same time, too, our gym really is a family. We're like a very, very gritty, punch each other in the mouth type family, but we're a family that helps us out. I met some of my best friends there, and that's what I think gives us so much success. Coaches demand the best of us, and if you want honest, real work, you come here.
Thank you, Impa. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Jonathan Ramlicon, 5 Region Sports. How you doing, Impa?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
Doing well,
good.
thank you.
So, we got some mythical fighters in MMA. Last weekend, we saw six-pack Derek Lewis. Now we got the Congolese cowboy here. What should we expect from your mythical fighter fight this week or this Friday?
The Congolese cow, you should expect the most dominant, most lethal fight you've ever seen me have. Dominant from start to finish, pushing the pace that I've more than ever pushed before, sharper, cleaner, and gonna go claim this victory.
Appreciate you, my man. Good luck, and thanks for talking to you.
Thank you.
Patrick.
Hey, this is Pedro McCoy from Combat Sports UK. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
First off, can the PFL give you a belt and $1 million just for the outfit alone?
Hey, I'll take the $1 million I'll take the $1 million, but I want to go earn the belt. I'm gonna take the $1 million for sure. They can up my purse right now.
And getting to the fight, man, was getting to the PFL playoffs on your 2023 bingo card from going to the Challenger Series in March, going on short notice, and now you're in a semifinal, and it's for all the marbles, right? Talk to me about what this year has been like for you.
Yeah, for sure. The second I signed PFL, I said challenger to champion, right? I knew I was going to fight in the Challenger Series, and that was my only focus. Whether I was a showcase fight or whatever, it didn't matter. When I fought in Atlanta, and there was a lot of, you got to get this clinch. You have to get this clinch. This clinch, you get this spot, you finish this fight, you go on that side. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to go do my job, and I'll get it, right? So, to be here in the semifinal, to go claim this victory Friday, to go get the title at the end of the year, yeah, it was always on my list. I expected it myself. Like my pastor always tells me, it's like, expect a battle, expect a victory, but never expect a victory without a battle. And that's one thing like I really meditated on. And I know that like these guys are solid fighters. Martin solid. Corey Hendricks was a great fighter that I fought. It was an honor to fight him. Osama in the challenger, and Tim Karen, the last one, stepped up when, like everything was shaken up. And I just always believed that this is where I'm going to be. I've been putting the work in. Whether I had a fight or no fight, 6, 7 months, 8 months without a fight, sick with staff, it didn't matter. I was always training. I didn't care when or where it would be. I just know that when my name's called, I'd be ready. So to be here, definitely on the bingo card, it is written in, and man, like I'm enjoying each moment of the day. This interview, being around people at the PFL, it's just my teammates, my training partners, like I'm loving life. So for sure.
And talk to me about the Hamlet matchup, man. Yeah, just where do you see your advantages and what kind of fight do you expect from him?
Yeah, I expect Hamlet to bring it. I expect him, to take from his experience as great coaches, Coach Sal and all these other people that he has around him. He's going to hopefully rely on his coaching, right? And for me, it's going to be that fight where I assert my dominance from the get-go. While I'm pushing the pace, moving in the cage, up and down on the ground, right? It doesn't matter where the fight goes. I love to fight, and I've seen that, like my speed works, putting the pressure, and, go break a guy, will come his victory.
And how would the $1 million change your life? You mentioned it before when I said you were the best dressed and you deserve $1 million just for the outfit, but how would that change your life?
Man, the $1 million doesn't change my life. It would just it'd be encouraging, right? It'd be a way that I can reinvest and work with this company called Live Wealth Group. Not only do I work with them, but they also help athletes, fighters, small businesses, anybody, but financial planning, consulting, someone to help it and just grow the money and, help some people around me, like my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, training partners. It's going to be something where I can give back, but also be able to set myself up for the future, make the right investments and start setting my life up forever, right? Not everybody gets to do that. So I'm very grateful. And yeah, hopefully I'll leave a positive impact with it as well.
And is there any chance down the line after the fight career, if you were to win the $1 million and what happens that we see Impa Kasanganay open a gym, maybe something like the Impa Fight Academy?
I think about it. I think about opening a gym every once in a while. I already have a business called Impa's Refinery, where I work with fighters, anybody who wants to learn martial arts, and if they just want to train with me in general, I want to help them get better at fighting, understanding fighting. So whether you want to watch film and break it down, whether you want to work on certain kicks, boxing up and down the ground, blending MMA together from the perspective and the collective teaching what's been taught to me. But yeah, so I think could develop into that, or do like how Cowboy Cerrone did. I really want a ranch one day. I really want my own full running farm, so operating farm. So maybe I can bring fighters out there and they can stop in, hang out, have some good live community, but also help them get ready for their fights and whatever they need to do. So I think it's coming.
Well, you're halfway there with the cowboy hat. Good luck.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Eddie.
Hey, good morning, Impa. Eddie Law from Cage Side Press. Just a couple quick ones for you. First one, a lot of people, especially the betting community, I would say, are saying he clearly has the grappling advantage to where you have the striking advantage. You're coming off submission win. What would you tell those people that are saying that if he takes you down, that's game?
Man, they just don't know what they're talking about. They have to do their job, right? It doesn't matter where the fight goes. The fight's on the ground, I'll dominate. The guy's standing up, the fight's standing up, I'll dominate. It's an MMA fight. I'm here to fight. I'm not even here to fight. I'm here to go take him out, right? It's not let's grapple, let's fight, let's make it a match. No, let's go dominate, claim this victory, move forward. And whether it's on the ground or standing up, they'll see, right? They betted against me before. They have to do their job. Nothing against them. And thank you. They're just smoke and mirrors.
We'll see if you're gonna mess up some people's parlays this weekend. Then, just last one for you. You lean very heavily on your faith, as you can see on all your social medias, and basically how you carry yourself. How much do you lean on that, specifically on fight week when you got to do, you got to talk to us, you got to do all kinds of, official stuff, and then the weight cut and everything. How heavy do you lean on your faith when it comes to that?
Man, I lean on my faith in everything, right? Whether I made mistakes and fallen short, I'm having the best days of my life. Fight week's a great week. It's probably my favorite week of the year, right? And I lean on it to stay focused, right? Because y'all are doing your job too, and I appreciate you. Even the people in the betting community, right? They got to bet against somebody. They bet against me, that's fine. But then somebody who bets on me makes great money, and maybe they change their family's life. So even the ones who pick wrong and pick against me, that's fine. And the ones who you journalists, that's why I like to dress up. It's not just a thing I'm gonna come in here in sweats and a t-shirt. I want to respect what you're doing because it's your craft. So I just, my faith challenges me to be excellent. My faith challenges me to go dominate and allows me to stay focused when everything else is going on, because this is part of my job too. It doesn't bother me, weight cut, I signed up for this, and my faith helped keep me in check. Never get too high, never get too low. Just focus on reflecting God the best that I can.
All right, man. All the best for you. Best of luck. Have a good one.
Thanks for having me.
Marty.
Hey, Impa, congrats on making your first PFL playoffs here. We spoke to Martin earlier, and he mentioned him being the more natural fighter at the weight class. Just a question here. How has your time at light heavyweight felt like in the cage? And has there ever been a point in a fight where you felt any significant strength difference?
Fighting at light heavyweight's been going well. You know, we could see it in the results of the fights for sure, right? And also just being in the cage, like I haven't felt where I've been outmatched in any position on the ground, standing up. If anything, it's just more home for me. To me, it's not about being the more natural fighter. Like natural is just based like maybe genetically, okay, like you're born this way or this size and you're supposed to be there. But being the better fighter is where, you know, I sit, right? That's what I stand on, and just trusting God in that. Like I think Martin, yeah, he is naturally more of a 205er. He's bigger frame, bigger body, all that stuff. But you know, we're not like in a physique competition, right? You see guys with dad bods knocking people out. You see guys with ripped up abs too, and all that stuff. To me, it's about being the better fighter that moment in that night. Doesn't take away from Martin. He's done well, good fighter, good man, and man, like I'll go claim this victory. You know, but I'm the better fighter, and yeah, you'll see. Like I think people can underestimate, see what they've done before, and they rely on that and what they've done in their past. But it's easy to say that until you fought the person. So see what happens when I get in there.
Awesome. And I've been asking almost every fighter this question. If and when you win the $1 million, what would be the first thing that you buy?
Oh man. Ooh, the first thing I buy when I get that $1 million is going to be, for me, it'll be a motorcycle and a new shotgun. And for my parents, I want to send them on a trip somewhere to say thank you for everything. That's about it. You know, like wherever they want to go, they've done a lot for me.
And last but certainly not least, we know the inspiration behind the fit. You're in San Antonio, Texas. Do you have plenty more of these fits ready for post-fight media?
Oh, I got you. Be ready. Definitely have some more fits for you. The cowboy hat's probably not coming off. I'd shower with it if I could. Definitely. So yeah, once I claim this victory, you'll see me. I'll be clean and ready to go.
Thank you, Impa, and good luck this Friday.
Thanks for having me.
Jay Christian. Jay Christian.
Salobo, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Nice Stetson you got on, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No problem. This is Jay Christian Gary at Focus Fights Audio. I just got a couple questions to ask, and obviously you're going to have to go on. But when it comes down to, and I know that this has been referenced before ad nauseum, but when it comes down to your career since the unfortunate 2 losses inside the octagon for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, I mean, would you say that it has been more of a blessing that that you had to go through these losses? Or I'm not going to say it's a curse, but it's more like 2 learning lessons, so to speak, because you've gone 4-1 since your last fight in the UFC since then.
Yeah, man, it's really been a blessing. One of my favorite, I was like talking about my verses, but it's like when you face trials of many kinds, like it builds perseverance and endurance, and you should be full of joy with it. Like I'm grateful because without the Buckley fight, I probably wouldn't have been at Kill Cliff. I remember telling my coach, "Oh, I need partners to beat me up. I need people who can challenge me." But without that Buckley fight, man, I don't know if I would have really made that strong decision. And coming to Kill Cliff has been life changing, personally, as a career. Challenged me to mature more, check myself, work on things that I was struggling with in and out of the gym. The last fight, man, it was when I was in the UFC, it was something to learn from, right? Like things I could have done better, and man, that's helped me become that much more of a professional fighter and who I am today. If I didn't go through that, man, maybe I wouldn't be able to handle all this right now. So I'm grateful. Yeah, definitely blessings, definitely not a curse. It's just I think you got to look at it through the right lens, and you know, my face shows me that.
I mean, it's either that or peaks and valleys, I guess. I mean, we all go through them, but still, though, when it comes down to you winning the $1 million, we all know that you basically said you got all these fantastic plans of wanting to do something for your parents, wanting to basically do something for yourself, wanting to get out on all these majestic trips and stuff like that. But let's just say if you do end up being the dark horse, beating Marthin Hamlet at his own game, and then beating the winner of Flores versus Konita, Josh Silveria, what would you hope that if you do win the PFL light heavyweight championship and the $1 million purse, that people would get to understand about you?
Great question. So, when I go get that title at the end of the year, I want people to not so much know about me, but know about themselves. I want people to see, like, you could have like a crazy, crazy moment in your life where you think you lost everything. You're literally on your back in front of the whole world in whatever way that may be. You failed, you lost the business, you thought about killing yourself, you thought about ending it all, you're on drugs, you're whatever. Like, the unimaginable has happened in your life. You think nothing else can get better. And if people look at fighters for inspiration, just look at the moment, right? Everybody, like you said, they say, oh, like you said at nausea, you see this knockout, you see this, you see all that. Don't let it define you. Don't let your mistakes and your shame and anything that made you fall short define you. And then when I get that title, let them know that like your best days are ahead. And then when you get that title, don't get too high and mighty and think that's all that you are. Don't think that when I get that title at the end of this year, it doesn't make me better than a person next to me, like character-wise or life-wise. They could be doing a lot better than me, right? And just because you have faith doesn't mean you don't struggle. So I hope that they see that the best days are ahead, and God's gonna take you glory to glory. But sometimes you have to go through those trials and different things. So however that relates to you, whoever's watching this, however, if you're reading this, whatever it is, just understand that today could be your darkest day, and tomorrow could be the start of your best moments of your life. But when those challenging days come, don't let them define you. When you get those titles too, don't let them make you have a bigger head, but just pay it forward, help somebody else become a champion too. And that's what I want them to know. If they think I'm a great fighter, great. If they think I'm a terrible fighter, that's on them. But I just look at it as something as, man, I'm grateful for where I am. I'll claim this victory this Friday. I'll claim this victory at the end of the year. And if they can use that as something for them to realize, like, man, if this guy can go through this, they can go through anything as well, and maybe it'll help their lives and the people that they love.
Wow. That's deep, man. And I guess that would disqualify me from asking what's the meaning behind the Shalobo nickname, but I guess we pretty much got our answer behind that, or at least part of it, huh?
Part of it, yeah. Part of it, I guess, right? Yeah, my dad gave it to me. I needed a fight before my first amateur fight. I needed a nickname before my first amateur fight. It comes from my culture, and it means mighty warrior under God. And in Bantu culture, when the warriors would fight, the top warrior get the name Chilobo. So that's what I'm here to do, become the top warrior.